3-4-3 formation is beginning to be seen more frequently at the top levels of European club and international football. For physically fit and well-organised teams, the 3-4-3 formation is arguably one of the most effective 11v11 formations. In this guide, we will explain exactly what the 3-4-3 formation is, how it is set up, and the strengths and weaknesses of this formation. We will also look at the best formation to counter the 3-4-3, so whether you plan to use this or might come up against it, we've got you covered. The 3-4-3 formation has a strong defensive balance, with 3 central defenders lining up behind 2 central defensive midfielders, CDMs. Having 2 CDMs in this position is sometimes referred to as a double pivot. Combine these 5 players to form the defensive base of the team. They are flanked by 2 traditional wing-backs, with one on the left and one on the right. Up top, the 3-4-3 formation has 3 forwards. Although the 3 forwards can line up in any number of ways, it is most common to have a central striker, otherwise known as a number 9, with 2 moving number 10 players playing behind them. The 3-4-3 formation is believed to have originated in Italy, where a more defensive mindset led to many teams playing with 3 central defenders. With many teams utilising a 3-5-2, more adventurous coaches were able to make an effective use of the third forward in attacking areas. In the USA, Anton Doris, the legendary UNC soccer coach, has found great success playing with his own variation of the 3-4-3. Anton sets his team to play a diamond midfield rather than a double pivot. What is the 3-4-3 diamond formation? The 3-4-3 diamond formation is extremely similar to a regular 3-4-3. However, it does not have a double pivot, the 2 central defensive midfielders, in the middle of the park. Instead, the formation utilises 1 central defending midfielder and 1 attacking central midfielder. These 2 centre midfielders are flanked by left and right wing backs. Together, the 4 players create a diamond shape in the midfield area, hence the name, the 3-4-3 diamond formation. The 3-4-3 diamond formation has been used with incredible success by the legendary UNC coach Anton Dorrance. Anton believed the formation was perfect for putting high pressure on the opponent's defence while offering multiple vertical pass options on the counter-attack. The 3-4-3 is an incredibly strong and effective formation, which is why it is used by so many coaches. Principally, the shape offers great balance with 5 outfield players committed to defending, the 3 central defenders and the double pivot, and 5 outfield players committed to attacking, the 3 forwards and the 2 wing backs. This balance simultaneously offers security and attacking threat at all times. The deployment of offensive wing backs provides continuous opportunities for overloads in wide areas as they look to combine with the same side forwards. This front foot attitude on the wing can pin back opposition fullbacks, thus nullifying their own attacking strength. In addition, by having both wing backs attacking at the same time, the forward line has 5 players across the width of the field looking for opportunities to get in behind and create goal scoring opportunities. This can put immense pressure on defensive, particularly those playing with a back 4. In these situations, a 3-4-3 team might look to overload to isolate. This term reflects to tactics in which an attacking team keeps the ball on one side of the field through a numerical overload. In response, the opposition's defence shifts over to pressure the ball. The attacking team can then switch the play quickly to a player on the other side of the field, who will now be isolated in a 1v1 or 1v0 situation. This tactic is used by many of the top coaches to create effect, most notably Pep Guardiola. Another consequence of such attacking wingbacks is the right and left side forward can tuck in a little closer to the central striker, operating in the half space immediately behind. This helps create central overloads and means the lone forward is supported much stronger than they would in a 4-2-3-1. The 3-4-3 formation has great defensive stability too. The three centre-backs and two central defensive midfielders provide a strong core that gives a perfect counterbalance to the more attacking 5 players on the field. When defending a lead, one or both of the wing-backs can drop back to provide additional body in the defensive third of the field. This further demonstrates the flexibility the 3-4-3 formation offers. Weakness. The 3-4-3 formation has two core weaknesses that a clever opponent will be able to try and exploit. Firstly, a backline of 3 is able to cover a lot less space than a traditional back 4. As such, the 3 centre-backs can be vulnerable to attacks in wide areas, particularly when hit on the counter. The second core weakness is that the double pivot of 2 central defensive midfielders can get outnumbered when facing a team that plays with 3 centre midfielders, i.e. a 4-3-3. The numerical inferiority can make it harder to maintain possession in central areas. The result of this is that a 3-4-3 playing team risks losing control of the game and letting their opponents set the tempo of play. In addition to these two core weaknesses, the 3-4-3 formation places extremely high physical and technical demands on their wingbacks. These players need to contribute in defence as well as attack and require a good deal of speed, skill and stamina. If a squad does not include 3 or 4 of these players who can excel in these unique different positions, the 3-4-3 formation is unlikely to succeed. So what are the best formations to counter the 3-4-3? The best formation to counter the 3-4-3 is the 4-2-3-1. In a 4-2-3-1 formation, a team can dominate in the defensive and midfield areas, nullifying the attacking threat the 3-4-3 possesses. A back 4 can feasibly contain the 3 forwards with good organisation, while the 5 midfielders can look to dominate their opposite 4 and control the tempo of the game. When pushing into attacking areas, the 4-2-3-1's wingers can quickly join the lone striker to make a front 3 that will give the backline problems.